Man, welcome back to the Fake Stuff Podcast. We are back at it again, talking the fake stuff, mix it in with a little real stuff. Craft Man in the building, and we have a good night. What's going on, Craft Man?
Oh, nothing, man. Got home from work. I don't even want to think about it, talk about it, do anything regarding work anymore. So, you know, it's August. It's freaking August, and we got a draft tomorrow, and we get to talk about some real football, some real teams, what we think. Get to talk about a little odds, some Vegas stuff going on tonight. So it's like right up our alley. This is the kind of episodes that we really enjoy doing.
Yep. And if you're new to the show and you don't know, we do talk about fake football all the time, but one of our main things we do here is gambling. So you're gonna see the gambling odds, the over and unders on the win losses, and then me and Kraft will pick the division, how the division's gonna go. But we're also gonna go through all the fake stuff too. These really are my favorite episodes. If you listen to the last episode, we were talking about player, and just talking about it, discussing it. This right here is like kind of like that, but teams, divisions. These are like the way I like to get down right here. So tonight we're gonna talk about NFC North and the AFC North. We're gonna keep it in the North. We're gonna put two divisions together because me and Crab Man been busy, man. We've been busy in our real lives working, so we ain't been putting out as much content as we used to, or as we usually do. But we just grinded through it right now, so we combined in a couple divisions right now. Hey, share the show. We don't ask much around here. I say it all the time. We ain't asking for your money and stuff like that. But go ahead and subscribe. Share the show. Craft Man likes to say like it. What else, Craft Man, am I missing here, man?
I mean, you can subscribe if you want to. If I can say the word subscribe, it would be a lot easier. But, you can do that if you want to. But, yeah, these divisions we're talking about tonight are stout. These are probably – it just happened to fall like this, but these are two very good divisions, minus the Browns. But we'll still talk about them, though.
Yeah, every odds that I wrote down was all, in the ballpark until I got to Cleveland. And that motherfucking thing was way off. So, like we said, share the show if you don't mind. But we're going to get to rolling right from the jump. And we're going to do NFC North. The Craft Man wearing his Green Bay Packers shirt. So, you know where he stands with this division. NFC North, we got Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. Lions are the favorites at plus 155. Packers at plus 250. Vikings at plus 270. And the Bears at 550. I guess we'll start off with the Detroit Lions. They've been doing their thing in their division. I like to talk about the Lions because I like to talk about, hey, Craft Man, I bring it up all the time about franchises being buttoned up and stuff like that. And Detroit all my life was not that. But now they're like one of the most buttoned up franchises out there. So it's like I'm jealous of Detroit because I see my Falcons. They ain't been buttoned up my whole life either. So it's like, why can't we be more like Detroit and get us a coach in there and button it up a little bit? But favorites to win it, they're over and under wins over and under sitting at 10.5. Ben Johnson out the building, new offensive coordinator. But other than that, a lot of the stuff stays the same. What you think, Crab Man?
They lost one of their offensive linemen. That's been kind of a bit of the talk. He retired. But all around, I just want to know your opinion on how they got good. Like, was it just – I guess it was a slow build because with Dan Campbell's first year, I think they won like 2 games with golf or whatnot, and then it just kind of took off from there. But I just want to pick your brain. Like, how did they get to where they're at now? Was it draft picks? Like,
yeah, I think somewhat. I think somewhat draft picks, but I think they invested into that O-line, and then they bring Jared Goff in. Like, to me, like, everybody always talks about, like, when you want to win a Super Bowl, and I know Detroit ain't won a Super Bowl and stuff, but, you got to have a Patrick Mahomes, yada, yada. And I've just never fully believe that. Like, if you got somebody like Jared Goff as your quarterback, then you need to build around his ass. So that means you need to protect this man and get this guy some weapons, and fit it around him and fit his game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Amon-Ra fits his game. You know what I'm saying? Like Laporta, that fits Jared Goff's game. Add him a couple weapons like Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, a good running game. I mean, how can you not? It's the formula, man. That running game, you got two good running backs. You're protecting Jared Goff. It's like that's what you're supposed to do. That's what these franchises are supposed to do. So it just kills me. Like, even when these teams draft a quarterback, and then 1 year later you're doing it again. Like, to me, that's just preposterous. It's like, how can you be so retarded? I mean, but
I mean, look at Baker. Look at the Browns and Baker. Look like that kind of situation.
That don't even make sense. He had just won a playoff game the year before, and then the next year he comes out and they stink, but he played through a shoulder injury, and now he's gone. See, that's what I'm saying. Cleveland, that kind of stuff right there is why you're trash and why you got 17 quarterbacks on your roster this year. So
and ain't none of them worth a shit. The best one is Joe Flacco by far,
which is ridiculous.
And he's 79 years old this year. That's your best QB.
So that's what I'm saying. They just buttoned up because that's what they just built it right. You got to if you start in the trenches, you can go from there, And it also doesn't help to hurt on like 4th round draft picks, Amon-Ra, and turn them into a top receiver. Like, you can get lucky like that, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's why they buttoned up. But as far as fantasy wise goes, Amon-Ra, back half of a 1st round draft pick and redraft this year. I still got him in my tier 1 in Dynasty. He's finished number 3 2 years in a row, and people don't really want to respect him. I feel like it's going to be much of the same, honestly. I mean, maybe he goes to 4 or 5, but still, like a top 5 receiver, like, you can't complain about that. So, what you got to say, Craft Man?
Man, you know what I got to say about like players like Amon-Ra? I feel like these are the ways that you win redraft. Is you draft boring ass players that nobody wants, and it always seems to work. Dynasties became big, like so big the last like 10 years or whatever, 5 years for sure. And it leaks over into redraft where it's like you go into it and then all the younger players are getting pushed up the boards, like Marvin Harrison getting drafted in the 1st round last year in redraft and stuff. But you have these guys that just produce every single year. Like, you can name some from the past, like Tyler Lockett or what's his face? Oh, Bobby Trees with the Rams, players like that. Nobody wants them, but yet they seem to outpace their ADP every year. And that's kind of what Amon-Ra is. He's just kind of like, you probably know he's not going to finish number 1 overall, but people just shoot for upside instead of drafting the guy that's going to finish top 3, top 5 every year. But
right,
I'll take him in the back of the 1st all day.
Hell yeah, I would too. Jahmyr Gibbs going in that 5-6ish range in the 1st round, or 5-6, mid 1st round. At the end of last year, I was saying there's a debate for him to go 101, but I've kind of cooled off from that because David Montgomery. I feel like he's going to be in the mix. He's going to get a lot of goal line work. So, but I'm still good with Jahmyr Gibbs. Super efficient, middle of the 1st round type deal. I wouldn't take him in the top 3, but anywhere after that, I'd take Jahmyr Gibbs. But what do you think? More of a role? I do think they'll probably give him more of a role this year. I'm saying that, but I know David Montgomery's going to be involved, but I could see Jahmyr Gibbs getting a little more involved.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that I wouldn't draft Gibbs, because I definitely would at like 4, 5, 6, but one thing I was kind of thinking about with him was last year, you're talking about just perfection from the team standpoint. Like, number 1 in scoring offense, he had like 20 touchdowns. David Montgomery missed like 3 games there at the end of the year. Like, what Gibbs did last year, I feel like is probably the best you're going to see, because I don't know if Detroit's going to be the number 1 scoring offense and he's going to have that many touchdowns this year, but it's pretty safe pick. Like, he's gonna get plenty of opportunities and plenty of work where he's so explosive every time he touches the ball. He's one one of my favorite players to watch in fantasy in general. So, there's nothing really bad I can say. All I would say is that last year was just like the ceiling for the team in general. It don't get much better than what would they go 15-2, 14-3 or something last year. I mean,
yeah,
so
something like that.
they could take a little step back as far as just, the points per game that they're scoring on offense, or they could just come out and just ball out again.
Any concerns? Ben Johnson out the door, new OC?
I mean, a little bit of concern, but not enough to make me push their players down draft boards, for fantasy purposes.
Right.
No, but for the team, I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to be a competitive division. I think, the winner of that division has probably got 12 wins in them. So, like I said, last year is just like a perfect year that you could imagine for a team. Injuries, they didn't get hurt neither, except for their defense. Their defense got hurt, but they were pretty healthy on offense all year long too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Jared Goff, just the same. I think he finished in the top 10 last year. Just one of those quarterbacks down the board in redraft that you can always rely on and put up some solid numbers. But anything you want to add? Jameson Williams. I was about to say, you want to put your boy Jameson Williams in the mix?
I want to ask you first because, where are you with Jameson Williams? Because you're going to have to figure it out before tomorrow, before our dynasty draft, because Noah's going to be wanting you to draft him in the late first, early second. So, you're going to – where are you at with Jameson? Do you see the potential of top 12?
No way. Not even close.
Just a big – you like him best ball, big play guy, or are you
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he's going to be more consistent, though?
No, I think it's just, explosive, best ball type guy like that. But, I mean, I think he'll be better than the way I act. I act like he ain't shit. But it's really because it's just been multiple years of something crazy going on. He probably gets it together this year and has a solid season, I would imagine. So, top 24? Could you convince me on top 24? You could. But you can. There's going to be some games where he's going to have some good games. But he's going to have some bad games, some terrible games. There ain't no doubt about it. He's not going to be just this consistent, every week you can rely on him to do this and this. That ain't happening. So
he's going to wide receiver 27 right now. So I'll ask you a couple players around him or Zay Flowers.
I think that's tough because Zay Flowers is good, but it's his ceiling is super capped. So it's there'll be some weeks that Jameson Williams can finish pretty high. So I might go Williamson.
Tet McMillan?
I take Tet.
So I gotta go Jameson there. What about last one, Xavier Worthy? I go Jameson there.
Yeah, I might go Jameson there too. Yeah, that was tough.
You're kind of in line with consensus right there. I mean, I'm trying to think of a name kind of way up. What about Devontae Smith? He's capped too. He's in the Zay Flowers category too.
Yeah, they're the same player to me almost. So, yeah, I think I'd go Jameson Williams. But it's but the thing is, even with Smith, he's not as consistent all the time. He definitely has his bad games too. So, chase for upside if you're picking with them guys.
Time for the dumb question for you, though, Matt. Sam Laporta, ADP 52, so you're talking early 5th round pick. You're not doing it, right? You're not doing it?
Most likely not. He would have to just drop a few spots and come to me where I would take him because my philosophy this year is Trey McBride, George Kittle, or you streaming. That's the way I want to roll this year. So I'm probably not taking him, but it'll be better than last year for sure. Has to be.
He was fine last year, really. He wasn't all that bad, but his last 4 games, he had 14, 12, 15, 10 points. So, I mean, double digits every single week with a lot of targets. He was kind of coming back to himself at the end of the year, but that's just the way the offense is going to work. You're just going to have different people, different players eating every week.
He just hurt you. It just hurt last year with Sam Laporta because he was going at the top of the second.
Stupidest draft pick of all time. Just
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, shoot,
So stupid.
I believe him and Marvin Harrison in the back of the first. I mean, that was some crazy
We called
ADP.
that though, didn't we? We were
Yeah,
all
but
over that last year.
sometimes you see the ADP on some of these, and you're like, man, that's just I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, Sam Laporta will be solid for you this year. So
And we didn't talk about Demont, but I feel like Demont's just a solid pick where he's going right now. I don't really have anything. You know what you're going to get with Demont is touchdowns. He's going to score touchdowns, and he's going to get probably 10, 15 carries a week.
Right, I agree. And if Jahmyr Gibbs goes down, then you got a running back that's going to be pretty good to step in that role and take a bigger workload. So something.
Yeah.
Just get you some Detroit Lions players, man. Go ahead and get you some. You'll win some games in your fantasy league this year. Man, let's slide over to your Green Bay Packers. Plus 250 to win the division, the over and under at 9.5. Man, just go ahead and take up what you got to say about your Packers.
I mean, I like the line right there. I would probably, their schedule's really tough. So I think that line's pretty good. It's probably not something I would try to bet on. This division in general, I have to get your perspective here at the end when we get done talking about it. But, any of these top three teams have just as good a chance of winning the division, in my opinion. Like Jordan Love, he was dealing with injuries last year. Remember the first game they played in Brazil, he tore his ankle up and had to come back from that. Then he had a groin injury after that. So, maybe a healthy Jordan Love this year. And I mean, they were still just fine last year, but I could see the passing offense kind of taking a step up from where it did last year because Green Bay was actually like bottom 5 in passing attempts last year. And you felt that with Jacobs scoring all them touchdowns, but I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit more balanced this year. They're going to spread the ball around like they always do. And Jacobs still going to have a good year, but they're not going to be in the bottom 5 of passing attempts this year. So,
yeah, that's what was going to be my main thing I said tonight is Jordan Love. I think look for him to bounce back this year because you know how it is with pocket passers. You'll have a good year, and then you're going to have a bad year. And like you said, he dealt with some injuries last year. So I would say Jordan Love is probably – I mean, where's his ADP at? He's probably one of them quarterbacks later on I wouldn't mind snagging because I think he'll have a bounce-back year, and I think the Packers will look pretty good. Got him a new weapon this year with Matthew Golden. So they're adding to him, building him around him a little bit. A first-round wide receiver. So I think things will look better for Jordan Love this year for sure.
Yeah, he's QB 15 right now, going behind Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Herbert. I don't really mind it. He don't offer a whole lot of rushing upside, but I could see him getting in the 30s, 35 passing touchdowns. He did it his rookie year. If you get 35 passing touchdowns out of him, you got to start in QB in your lineup every week. Right. And but going in like the 10th round, 11th round in drafts, he's just another one of them late stabs at quarterback, which a lot of them see the same. Like him and Stroud are right there together too. So it's kind of pick your preference. Of course, when I'm looking at a guy versus Jordan Love, bias-wise, I'm probably just going to take Jordan Love and watch my player play. But wide receivers, man, that's the talk about the Packers is the wide receivers. So I want to know if you feel like you're confident in any of them, or if you think it's just going to be some kind of week-to-week bullshit that you don't know who to start like it was last year.
Yeah, I think I'm not really confident, but if you're taking the shot, you take the shot on Matthew Golden because he's probably got more of the upside. I think the thing is like Jaden Reed is good, but he's not on the field all the time. Like he's not running routes every play. And Romeo Dubs is, I'm a Romeo Dubs guy. Like he had a little off year last year, but he's always on the field in those like 2 wide receiver sets. So, he's going to be real cheap. He's not even going to get drafted in redraft. So
the receivers are just incredibly cheap. I mean, you could say that I'm biased or whatever, but Jaden Reed, wide receiver 43, Matthew Golden, wide receiver 46. I mean, Reed didn't have the greatest year last year. He was still wide receiver 26. So, and I felt like he had a year where it was just like you're still frustrated as hell with him because it was kind of boom or bust. But still, like I feel like the Packers receivers are just getting. I mean, it was the same way last year. They just get pushed down because nobody knows who it is. But at the price they're going, you might as well just draft, just at least get one of them in your draft every single time.
Yeah, I agree. And if you like me and you believe Jordan Love's gonna step it up this year, have a bounce back year, definitely gonna take a shot at one of them. I'm just saying, I think you might as well take the shot on the rookie, see how it goes. I mean, they might have found them their guy that they like for the next few years. So go ahead and take a shot on him. We'll see how it goes. Personally, I don't even like Matthew Golden though. Like I never was when we do our little rookie breakdowns, like he didn't impress me like that. And so I just think, you know how my opinion is. I think they got a bunch of the guys that are all just kind of similar with each other. So
that's the misconception about. Well, they do have a lot of guys similar to one another, but the misconception is that they don't have an opening for an alpha wide receiver, which they do. Mm-hmm. And if somebody were to step up and be that guy, like it could happen, and it can happen quick. Like I don't think that just with Jaden Reed and Dobbs and Watson coming back later in the year, there's not a chance for Matthew Golden to come out there and just like put his stamp on the offense right away.
Right.
I mean, I remember when Christian Watson came in, the very first play of the season, he dropped a 70-yard touchdown pass, very first play. But at the beginning, it was like he could have put his stamp on his career, like right off the bat, So I feel like Golden's gonna be very involved, and he's just, whether you like him or not, that's pretty cheap price to pay for a first round receiver with a pretty much a clear path to start right away.
Josh Jacobs towards the front of the second round or middle to front of the second round. How you feeling?
Well, he's hard to pick because there's so many other good running backs around that area with like Chase Brown and Devon Achane and Bucky Irving and guys like that. So in my opinion, Jacobs is at the top of that tier, not at the back of it. So I would be just fine taking him at the top of the second round, anywhere in the second round, because with that big tier right there in the second, he could go first pick of the second round. He'd go as like one of the last picks of the second round, depending on people's preference at running back. But about as safe as you can get, I feel like. I mean,
yeah.
Marshawn Lloyd's hurt again, by the way.
He ain't never gonna play.
No,
that dude. So it ain't no competition.
Kendre Miller 2.0, man.
Yeah, for real. That's exactly what it is. All right,
Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft. Man, you're right, Kraft, man. We always be skipping over these tight ends.
Slow down. Slow down.
Hey,
don't forget about Tucker Kraft.
I was about to say, I'm good with Tucker Kraft. He was, when I was doing mock drafts, he was going in a range where I'm fine with him. I feel like he gets kind of forgotten about. So I'm sure he'll be on some of like my best balls on Underdog and stuff like that. I think I already got him in a couple. So yeah, I'm good with Tucker Kraft where he's going.
Going as a tight end 12 this year, finished as a tight end 9 last year. He's probably not going to win nobody's leagues or nothing like that. But if you're just looking for somebody to put in there, because like we said, it's kind of wide open. Tucker Kraft could be, I wouldn't say the number one target, but what you're looking for when you draft a tight end and redraft is like, can he be the number 1 or number 2 target on his team? And I think Tucker Kraft could possibly be the number 2 target on his team. I don't project it, but he could be. There's not many tight ends like that.
I agree. So we're both good with Tucker Kraft. He's in that perfect range too, man. When redraft comes around.
That perfect range. So, you know what that perfect range is, don't you? Almost last round, like dead last round. It's like if you skip on one, it's Tucker Kraft time. It's Jake Ferg time.
Yep, exactly. So we all right with old Tucker Kraft. We're gonna slide over Minnesota Vikings over and under 8.5. They're at the same or a little bit lower than the Packers. Plus 270 to win the division. They were 14-3 last year, and they had Sam Darnold running that thing, running the show, and then they died in the first round of the playoffs. But hey,
they died.
They had a good ass season last year. So I ain't gonna hate, but obviously he's gone. JJ McCarthy's the new man in there. They spent that first round draft pick on him. Tons of buzz on him, man. I see tons of JJ McCarthy crap right now. So I think they'll be pretty good. I think they'll be solid. I think all their players. I mean, I think Hawkinson will be involved this year. Like, I'd be high on all of them guys. But Justin Jefferson, he's going at like the 104 right now. I know I faded him last year. I'd probably do it again this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, because I mean, let's just be honest, crap, man. Like, everybody loves JJ McCarthy right now, but I feel like when we was doing our rookie breakdowns 2 seasons ago, I wasn't a big JJ McCarthy guy like that, you know. So the thing is he does have that one preseason game where he came in and lit it up, and then he's got all these little highlights going on. So he looks good, and I've seen him have some moments with all players. Addison too, Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson. I've seen him scrambling out the pocket and all that stuff, making some plays, but it's just practice. So we'll see how it goes. He's in a tough division. I do think he'll probably be solid. I just wonder about production of somebody like Justin Jefferson. Like, is he worth the 104? I mean, he could be, but I might would skip him again this year. I know it's a mistake. I did it last year, but I mean, last year I was saying I'd take AJ Brown over Justin Jefferson. So I ain't gonna go that far again. Like, I'd still take Justin Jefferson pretty high, but I don't know. It's just a tough one.
Yeah, you know, I was in that same boat with you last year because Sam Darnold. I mean, how could you not be? Sam Darnold's so trash throughout his career, but the Kevin O'Connell has done proved it. I mean, JJ's done played with Nick Mullins. He's played with Josh Dobbs. He's played with Kirk Cousins. He's played with Sam Darnold, and he just keeps producing. It's that offense, man. It's the same thing in San Fran. It's like you throw a quarterback in there, they seem to do pretty well. So I would expect JJ McCarthy to come out there and play just as well. Sam Darnold actually had a pretty good year, but he'll play pretty good. And he's going to put him in some good situations with the talent around him. So if you want to draft JJ that early, you know, don't listen to me because I've been wrong about it before. You just go ahead and do it. But I'm personally not doing it. I would draft Puka over him. I draft CD, and I mean, that's my 3 guys: Chase, CD, and Puka. That's my top 3, and then Jefferson's after that. But you know, I'll put a contingent on Stafford with his injury, his little back thing he got going on right now. If that keeps going on through training camp, then yeah, Jefferson should be the number 3 receiver off the board, I think.
Yeah. Addison, I think he'll be in the where's Addison going right now, Kraft man?
Let me see. He's going where he seems to go every single year. Wide receiver 32.
Yeah.
Behind Jalen Waddle, behind Travis Hunter. He's at a good price, but the thing with Addison, he's finished as wide receiver 20, 21, but 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. That's kind of that's the thing that kind of gets me off of Addison a little bit. He had 63 receptions last year. It's not a lot. 70 the year before. Hadn't topped 1,000 yards yet, but you're going to finish in the top 20 when you score double-digit touchdowns at wide receiver most of the time. So,
yeah,
I'm not at wide receiver 32. That's not a bad pick, but
I'd take him over Waddle and Travis Hunter. Those names.
What about Calvin Ridley's at wide receiver 36. Rome Odunze's at 37. Would you take both of them guys over Addison? I probably would.
Yeah, I think I would too.
What about?
He's probably.
Is Chris Godwin off your board at this point?
He's off my board. He's been off it for a while. So
yeah,
but I ain't messing with him.
There's a couple shittier ones that I don't want. Like, I mean, maybe shitty. Jerry Judy's going a little bit behind him. Waddle's in front of him. I would probably rather have Waddle. Waddle's got potential. Jordan Addison's gonna do it. He's gonna finish at wide receiver 20, maybe if he scores that many times. So,
I think Hawkinson has a pretty solid season with JJ McCarthy, a rookie quarterback. So I think he'll be in the mix some. I don't want to skip over him. Running back room, though. Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. I'm hearing a lot of things about it's going to be split pretty close to 50-50 is what I'm seeing. Because they're saying Jordan Mason's looking – I've heard him about – he's looking real good in camp right now. So I think people are really thinking them two are both going to get a lot of the work somewhat. So and they did bring him over from San Francisco and paid him a little bit of money. I think they got him on like a two-year deal. So they're definitely going to work him in the mix, give him some work. So I think Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, that's a running back I would pay attention, a running back room I would pay attention to. Because I mean, I don't even know where Jordan Mason's going, but I'm sure he's not going. So, or maybe
he's
in the
getting
last
drafted.
round.
Nah,
Okay.
he's more like 12th round, 13th round, like something like that.
Oh man, really?
I feel like he's premier handcuff range, like the Charbonnet range is where he's going. So yeah, he's definitely getting drafted. But one thing about Aaron Jones last year, he had more carries, more work than he's had in his entire career last year. But we've seen years where Aaron Jones, I got one here, 170 rushing attempts, finished as a running back 10. Last year he was the running back 15, had 1,100 rushing yards. He only had 5 touchdowns. 7 including the receiving. But the thing about Jones, like at running back 25, I think it's already priced in that Jordan Mason is going to take some work. So if Aaron Jones gets 60% of it, I think RB 25 is just fine. I mean, he was still efficient last year. It's not like Aaron Jones fell off. I mean, 4.4 yards per carry, still, league average pretty much. And he's going to get involved in receiving game. Had 50 receptions last year. So, and I like Jordan Mason, but can you tell me a running back that hasn't looked good when they got put in the San Francisco scheme at any point? Isaiah Garendo looked like he was a superstar. Yeah. Elijah Mitchell looked really good when he was with San Fran when he got to play. So not taking nothing away from Mason, he's still premier handcuff range for me. But I still think it's going to be mostly Aaron Jones, but they couldn't give him 250 carries again. Like you can't do it. He's getting older.
Anything we missed on the Vikings?
Not really. Would you take a late stab on J.J. McCarthy in redraft, like as your second quarterback, or would you try to go for like Justin Fields rushing upside or somebody?
I think
Cam Ward.
Yeah, if you're talking about them guys, I'd say you definitely got to consider it because of the weapons around them. Some of these quarterbacks come in and make it work. Got the best top 2 receiver in the league, so.
What's the difference between Penix and McCarthy in a draft?
I just think Penix is way better, but that was just what I thought. So if we take it to right now, I would say definitely not much. I'd say everybody thinks McCarthy's going to be better though.
Yeah, so, he's at QB 19 and Penix is at QB 24, and I feel like that's just the Minnesota offense has always produced good quarterbacks. So
right.
What do you think about the 8.5 before we move on though? I'd take the over on that. Pretty confident.
I would if I was putting my money on it though. I think I'd stay away personally because I want to make the safe bet that I think I'm gonna win. Yeah, that's true. Division's just stacked, bro. It's just stacked. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that does sound all right. 8.5.
Spend your money on this 8.5. Spend your money on that
under on this one.
That's what I'm saying. Spend your money on that one if you want to take the under on the 8.5. Because the Bears having the same over and under as the Vikings.
It's crazy.
Okay. All right.
Well, look, this one right here, you're right. Over and under, that's easy for me. And I actually might put my actual money on that one, So plus 550. To win a division, they definitely ain't going to do that. But we've talked about the Bears so much this offseason, and so I don't have too much to say because we talk about the weapons all the time. But to me, they're not going to win a lot of games. But their offense needs to take a step up no matter what. So Caleb Williams needs to go out there and take a step up and get these weapons involved. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff, though. Luther Burden, he done came in to camp finally, and they said him and the other rookie have looked real good. The tight end rookie, Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
They both look good. I read a report today that DJ Moore's they slide him in the backfield every now and then on some packages, stuff like that. So
they hate DeAndre Swift. They will put anybody back in the backfield other than DeAndre Swift at some point.
That's what I'm saying. Like Swift ain't. Yeah, I just think Swift's just. I don't know. He's just not that good, I guess. I mean, it's crazy because at one point he was a top 5 dynasty running back at one point in life. But yeah, the rookies are looking good. DJ Moore, he's the most expensive Chicago Bear right now. I'm a Roma Dunze kind of guy. He's going to be on the outside. It's just they got so many weapons. So Caleb Williams is really the one. Where did we say he was going? Like QB 14, 15 range, something like that. He's the one who really you should take a shot on if you just being logical and objective. He's got all these weapons around him. They build up the O-line. And if you really think he's this generational QB talent, he's the one you really should just take a stab at to go off and do his thing. But I'm probably not going to do it. I don't really believe in the Bears that much. So, but I do think, I don't know. I'm just kind of torn. Like I go back and forth all the time on it. Like, are they really about to take this step up? A part of me wants to say yes, but then the other part is like, it's the Bears. They're in the NFC North.
That's the issue.
You know what I'm saying?
If the Bears,
it's just tough.
If the Bears were in the NFC South, they'd be contending for the division.
Right.
With the Falcons. I mean, maybe the Bucks, but the division is just hard, and I'm sure everybody expects me to get on here and just talk shit about the Bears. But, last year they had 3 receivers going in the top 36 with Caleb Williams as a rookie quarterback. That was just absurd. It was stupid. And, like, this year, I like the weapons. You got Odunze at wide receiver 37, DJ Moore with Ben Johnson coming over. Like, he could play the Amon-Ra role. I would say one caveat about DJ Moore is it's going to depend a lot on how good Luther Burden is. If Luther Burden is not great, DJ Moore can play on the slot a lot, just like Amon-Ra does, and, get a lot more manufactured targets. But if Luther Burden ends up coming in and being a really good player, then it's just going to be spread out so much between Loveland and Odunze and Burden, and DJ Moore is going to be primarily on the outside. So, last year when you watched DJ Moore, he finished okay, but it was screens, crossing routes, just ugly. Just you got tired of watching it. Type receptions. I think Ben Johnson will pick it up. DJ Moore is probably a good pick in the draft. That's the guy that I want. And I know you're on Roma Dunze's side, but I'm still on the DJ Moore side if I had to draft a Bears player.
Yeah, he's just the most expensive Chicago player, so I would pass on him, and I would take – heck, I liked Roma Dunze when he came out of college anyway, so I'm going to ride with it.
He's expensive, but the thing about DJ Moore, like I said, wide receiver 21, he finished as wide receiver 16 last year. The Bears were dead last in passing offense last year. They only threw for like 180 yards a game. He still finished in the top six. I mean, wide receiver 16. So I try to look for, like, if you do that good and the situation is that bad, what happens if it gets a little bit better? And
I just think
it could be better.
That worked. Like you said, he was catching those dink and dunks, those crossing routes. I believe Luther Burden is going to cut into that. So, and I think they drafted him, got him in there for a reason. Yeah,
yards per touch last year for DJ Moore, 6.9. Year before with Justin Fields, 10 yards per touch. So everything was just right there around the line of scrimmage. It was ugly, but it got a wide receiver 16 last year, and they got a smarter offensive mind there. So
yeah,
Bears are going to be good. They're going to be better. They just play in a tough division. So I don't see 8.5 wins. I'm trying not to hate on them too much. What about Swift?
I was just about to say, you know me, I'm going to be avoiding him. So, but he is the starting running back, behind a good, allegedly good offensive line. So I don't want to knock him too much Where is he going in the range? Like, what are some other players around him?
I do want to say, well, I'll go ahead and do this, but Roshan Johnson, a late stab, it could work out. DeAndre Swift going as, let's see, ADP 74. Going around guys like Tony Pollard, Caleb Johnson, no way in hell. No way in hell. But there's a couple guys, like I'd take him over Tyrone Tracy. I'd take him over ETN, Jalen Warren. They are under him, but Judkins hasn't dropped yet. I feel like he's going in a spot that it would be kind of, you don't want to hit the button, but it might be the right thing to do. Like there's a couple guys, but I'll give you a couple names of some guys going ahead of them. Swift or Pollard?
I think I'd take Pollard this year.
Swift or Pacheco?
I think I'd still go Pacheco.
Swift or Harvey?
I think I'd go Swift on that one.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the only one that I've seen. RJ Harvey's going a decent bit ahead of him, about 2 rounds ahead of him. So,
yeah.
And then the guys, Brian Robinson's going behind him. I would probably take Brian Robinson, but, I feel like he's going in a decent spot. He's probably ranked pretty well, I feel like. I probably won't be drafting him, though, because I would be disgusted.
Yeah. I feel like in the leagues that we play in, he's going to be pushed up a little bit higher than that. So,
you think?
And in our leagues, man, he'll go a round earlier than what his ADP is.
Georgia? Is that because he's a Georgia boy? You still think people are holding on to that?
Nah, I just think, in this average Joe's, man, motherfuckers love running backs. Like, I seen Zamir White go in the 4th last year. Like, these running backs are coming off, you know what I'm saying? Like, DeAndre Swift's coming off the board ahead of ADP in that league. Boy, sure.
Yeah, Zamir White in the 4th. Take me back to those times.
Oh, man. Well, shoot, crap, man. Looks like we're just going to throw a longer episode out anyways. AFC North.
Well, we got to pick the division first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, and you know what? I know what I'm going to do because I think I did this last year. I'm going Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Bears.
I'm going chalk. Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Man.
But tell me this, though. This is one question about the division. Do you think last year 3 teams from this division went to the playoffs? They're all like in top 10 of hardest schedules this year. I don't know if 3 teams, maybe I don't even know if 2 teams can do it. So
yeah,
what teams do you think actually make it to the playoffs?
I say Packers and Lions. I say Vikings get cut out. I think they're going to struggle a little bit this year with a rookie quarterback. I don't think it's going to be just good and gravy all the time. I think it will look good though, and they'll have some big games, but they're not going to win these close games all the time. You got to win these close games in the NFL, grind it out. And that's just where I trust the Packers and the Lions a little bit more right now.
Well, we get to see both of them play each other in first week of the season. The Packers got the Lions at home, and Minnesota plays the Bears on Monday night. That's gonna be a fun game to watch. JJ McCarthy's first start. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait.
Ready? Let's go.
Oh man.
Let's go.
Slide it over. AFC North. We keep it in the North. Me and Crabman did this talk about should we break all these in one episode or whatnot. I felt like he was dead on because we did that in that 40-minute range or whatever. But hey, it's just me and you. We just can't help it. We be talking and talking and talking.
Yeah, we're not on a schedule. It doesn't matter. Like, it don't matter if you got a big yard to cut. It'll an hour and a half.
Right,
get you right through it.
So the AFC North goes Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. Ravens are the favorite at -160. Bengals at +270. Steelers at +500. And the Browns +3,600 if you really want to make that cheese and you think they could win the division. That was the only odds today where that shit was just way out of whack. Or not out of whack. They're appropriately the odds are appropriate. It's just way down there.
They're in whack.
Baltimore minus 160, over and under is 11.5. And they're going for the Super Bowl. You know how it is with Baltimore. They're trying to win it all this year. Derrick Henry's in the backfield. Lamar Jackson's doing his thing. I believe. Did Bateman, he got another extension or whatever this year?
Yeah, he
Was that this
got
year?
paid. Yeah, he got paid. I don't
So,
know exactly, but yeah, he's going to be with him for 2 or 3 more years.
Bateman, Zay Flowers, D Hop, new addition to the squad. You know, I think. Well, I know we're gonna pick who's gonna win, but I think Baltimore will probably bust this division up again this year. So,
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, I think he's where was he going in redraft? I think Josh Allen was still the number 1 QB, but Lamar was like two or three still, right? I think it was 2.
Yeah, is it 2 at the pretty much the first pick of the 3rd round, ADP 25. So, and Josh Allen's kind of right around there too, back at the second.
Right. So, hey, I'd roll, and if I was picking between them in that situation, I'd go Lamar just because he's a little bit cheaper. I mean, Lamar
3 spots.
dominated. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
and he
practically the
dominated
same.
him.
So
He killed that shit last year, and they won a lot of games. He's never going to change. He's going to run the ball a lot, and he's going to do his thing, and they're going to win. So he's going to keep running the ball. And Derrick Henry, same thing with him. As long as they're winning games, he's going to run the ball, and he's going to be involved. The only thing I really only hate on the Ravens for is like their wide receivers. Like Zay Flowers was their top wide receiver last year, and he finished as wide receiver 25. So it's like, to me, these receivers just don't have that upside. So I like to try to avoid them if I can.
It's history too with them. Like it seems to happen like that every year with their receivers. He doesn't really produce a top end receiver. So,
yep. And it works. So it's not like they're trying to fix it. It's not like they're going to come out here and be like, all right, we got to get Zay more involved. What they did worked last year, and they're going to do it again this year. John Harbaugh ain't going to switch nothing up. They're going to run the rock, and they're going to win football games. That's how they're going to do it in the AFC North, and I don't blame them. I don't really have too much to say except for Isaiah Likely went down with a broken bone in his foot. So to me, Mark Andrews, I like to hate on Mark Andrews every now and then, but in play, I mean, he was probably in play anyways, but.
You made it sound like Isaiah Likely is going to be out for the year. They said he's going to be ready or could be ready for week 1. So,
man, hell nah. I don't believe that shit. But, I mean, even if he is, he's still banged up. He's going to miss all the camp, probably miss some preseason, stuff like that.
Does it raise Mark Andrews up in your mind? Like,
not me.
I mean, it has to raise him up a little bit, but it's still – he's not a target in your drafts, really.
Man, ain't no tight end target in my draft.
Where's he going? Let me see. Tight end 7 in about the 7th round. I'm not spending a 7th round pick on Mark Andrews.
No, can't do it. But
I would rather draft. I hate to say it, Matt. I know you don't like him, but Rashee Rice injury. I would take Kelsey over Andrews this year. Easy.
Yeah. Probably.
I might even draft Kelsey this year if everybody just hates him.
Hey, if he goes low enough, why not? I've had Kelsey on my dynasty team for too long. I'm sick of his ass.
Tight end 5 this year, 97 receptions, and the crazy thing about we didn't even talk about Kelsey, but I'm already diving deep. So the first 3 games of Kelsey. Rashee Rice was there. He had 4 points, 1 point, 5 points. Rashee Rice went out.
Yeah.
He's just double-digit in that shit all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, not every game, but shit changed when Rashee Rice went out. So
yeah.
But let's get back. We'll talk about.
I mean, I'd take him over Andrews too. I mean, I don't really have too much faith. I think the moral of the story is with Baltimore is invest in the run game. And don't invest in the pass game or whatever. Lamar is always going to be good because he's running the ball. So that's pretty much where I stand. Over and under at 11.5. You like that, Kraft? Would you hit on it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, that number's pretty high. They'll probably outdo that number, but if I had to bet, it'd be on the over, and they're definitely going to win the division. So minus
Yeah.
160. I don't feel like that's terrible odds for unless Cincinnati ain't
Nah.
got no defense. So
Nah.
Baltimore, Lamar getting hurt is the only thing that's going to ruin that for you. Lamar
Right.
stays healthy, they're winning the division. But the player that I actually would like to draft is Rashad Bateman. He's pretty much the only one. He's going wide receiver 62. Just got paid. You
Yeah.
know, you could play him in your flex. He had 9. Did you know he had 9 touchdowns last year?
I know he put together some work last year.
45 catches. He averaged 16.8 yards per catch last year. I mean,
Shoot.
he's going to do that this year. He's like a knockoff Jameson Williams for the Ravens. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Man. Cincinnati Bengals. Plus 270 and the win total is over and under 9.5. A lot of weapons to talk about. You hitting the under on this, Craft Man? I think I would too.
Defense wins games.
Yeah.
Cincinnati wins fantasy championships. So
yes, agreed. So Jamar Chase, he's going 101, 102, 103, probably 101 or probably 101. Let's just be honest. He led the league by far. He had one of them years like when you're the wide receiver 1, you just beat the number 2 guy by a lot. It seems to happen a lot. So he did his thing last year. T. Higgins back in the mix. Everybody was saying he was gone. That didn't happen. He's still there. Probably gonna be there.
I'd say better for him. Like I tried to argue, it's better for him to just stay there, not go to the Panthers like y'all were talking about.
But that's old Christopher. I wouldn't recommend anybody going to the Panthers like that. But hey, I'm just saying, T. Higgins. I'd say pencil him in for 2 more seasons with Cincy at least, and then we'll revisit this all again. But nothing's changed offense-wise as far as I could tell. Chase Brown, I guess that changes. He's going to be the full-time starter from the jump. I know Zach Moss was in it doing his thing a little bit last year, but Jamar Chase 101, I ain't even going to ask you about that. I think you'd be comfortable taking him real high. Would you, Crabman? Yeah. All right, and then T. Higgins.
I don't pick first. I don't pick first in any of my leagues, so I don't have to deal with that bull crap.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to be trying to pick between Bijan, Saquon, and Chase. I'm out of that game, and I'm happy that I'm out of that game right now because every time I do it, I pick guys like Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. I never want to pick first again.
Where's T. Higgins going to redraft this year, Kraft?
Wide receiver 14 in the early third round or mid third round.
Yeah.
Going around guys like Tyreek, maybe Garrett Wilson. I'd definitely take him over Garrett. Garrett Wilson could fall off a cliff. For my fantasy team, I don't want him to get hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's. I know you're not the fondest of T. Higgins, but I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, Jamar Chase on the other side, defense sucks. He just can't stay on the field. Just don't practice on Fridays, T. Higgins. Just take Fridays off. Hamstrings can't handle 3 days in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I think at Dynasty, I think he's a great sell high. I'm just being honest. I've been there, said it. But redraft, we'll see how it goes. Like, yeah, you're right. I'd probably take him over Garrett Wilson. I'd take him over well, I feel like Tyreek Hill might be a little tough. I'd consider that one. What's another? Give me another name, Crap man. What's another wide receiver?
I got some, but I wanted to say this right quick. Like this is the range where I like running backs instead of like T. That's why it's hard to draft him. But there's guys, Mike Evans. He's going about 6 picks later. Would you take Evans or Devontae Adams?
All right.
They're both going later.
Well, look, I'm high on Devontae Adams this year, so I think I'd take him. But I think I'd take T. Higgins over Mike Evans. Well, and with that said, Devontae Adams has that Matthew Stafford situation going on, so maybe I would side on the T. Higgins side. But other than that, I'm pretty high on Adams. I mean, T. Higgins, I'd take him. What running backs is he going around in that range?
Let's see here. Well, James Cook, Brees Hall, Kyron, Chase Brown, a little bit earlier. They're like 3 or 4 picks earlier than T. Higgins. If Chase Brown and Kyron dropped, it would be an easy.
Yeah,
I would easily pick one of them two over him. But after them two, there's, in my opinion, there's a teardrop. Then it goes from Kyron to Brees and James Cook.
mm-hmm.
I feel like that's pretty big.
Yeah, I agree
Big
with that.
tier right there. So probably take T. Higgins before Brees and Cook.
How about what wide receivers are going in that back half of the second right there in front of T. Higgins?
Let's see. Ladd, JSN.
I'd take him over JSN.
Yeah, I would too. I'm really down on JSN.
So he's probably in a nice little range. Definitely his ADP is appropriate. I'd say that. So tough decisions in some of those.
I don't think it's tough. I think if you can't get that tier of running backs, because they could go in any sort of order with Bucky Irvin, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Kyron. They can go in any order. I feel like if you don't get them guys,
yeah,
I would pick Higgins or Evans or Adams or somebody like that.
I agree. I'm with you. I'd reach on Kyron and Chase Brown, honestly. So
they're not going to be in the third round in our drafts. I could almost guarantee that Kyron and Chase Brown will go in the second.
I guarantee, ain't no doubt about it. Chase Brown's going, well, like you just said, he's ADP's in the third, but he'll go in the second in a lot of them. So our opinions on Chase Brown. We're all in on Chase Brown. I know I am. So
I'm thinking about taking him at the 109, the 110.
I mean, I feel you though. I don't blame you. So me and Crabman are high on Chase Brown.
Either the coach or the offensive coordinator said you're gonna know Chase Brown's name at the end of this year. He's gonna be a star. We're going to use him like Austin Eckler, and that shit just. I was like, man, music to my ears, but don't move him up draft boards like that because I want him.
Right. Well, Joe Burrow. We'll say anything about Joe Burrow before we head on. He's going as he's top 5 right now, right?
Yeah, I think he is at 5. I like his price compared to others. He's in the 4th, so
right.
He's in the 4th round. So guys like Burrow going around him, you have to decide when you're making your pick. So if you take, just say you take Lamar in the second or early third, you're passing on guys like Kyron, Chase Brown. If you take Burrow, you're passing on guys like Amarian Hampton, Alvin Kamara. So, I mean, I like where Burrow's going compared to the players around him a little bit better than like Josh Allen and Lamar. But he don't run the ball. So, I mean, what do you think about Burrow? Do you think possibility of number 1 overall QB, top 5 easily?
Hey, I think it's a possibility he goes and has a little more of a down year, personally. You know how I feel about pocket passers. Like, he just went off last year, so he could go off again this year, but I would definitely be keeping an eye on him, thinking there's a possibility he takes a step back this year. Because I think it happens all the time to these pocket guys. So, but he is healthy this year. I'd bet on him going off again this year. So,
you just said he might have it down here.
You got to keep an eye on it.
Bet on him going off.
Yeah, I mean, because he's actually healthy. And I mean, I guess we'll see what happens for here on out. But
the training camp is not over yet.
And the defense is going to be bad. Yeah, I'd say he probably goes off this year. But I feel like it's more of a risk than what people think. I think he could definitely just be like a top 10 quarterback this year. I wouldn't be even a little bit surprised. So, I mean, what did C.J. Stroud do? He was going in this range just last year. He fell off last year. Shit happens. I just think this is what happens with these pocket guys.
But we said C.J. Stroud going that early last year was dumb. So that's all that matters.
It is. It was pretty dumb. I ain't gonna lie.
But
I'd have never did
Cincinnati
it.
don't have a defense. Like that's the main thing. Is like nothing's going to slow down except for injury because they can't. They have to score. I mean, then they're not going to win 10 games.
Their defense is bad, and they're not even going to be. I mean, what's his name? Trey Hendrickson. They ain't brought him back yet either. So it's like, their best players. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me name some quarterbacks going behind them, and just tell me, if Burrow plays all year, can they score more than Burrow? Baker.
He can.
Mahomes.
No, not even. I wouldn't even consider it.
Bo Nix and Kyler.
I'd say they can. Both of
them. See, I'm kind of like ain't nobody, getting up there over Burrow if he plays all season.
I think
in
Herbert
that range.
could.
Nah, Herbert can't. They run the ball too much. Way
we'll
too
see
much.
How it goes.
And they got a good defense. There's no way in hell Herbert's gonna,
I think Justin Fields could. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be hating. I ain't hating on Burrow. I'm just saying, like, I say it all the time with these pocket guys. Like, shit happens. Like, they're not going to do it every single year.
If there was
Joe Burrow's
this is off topic. He's stacked. It's off topic a little bit. If there's one quarterback that you could bet finishing in like the top, let's just say 7 or 8, that's getting drafted late, who would be your target in drafts at the quarterback position? Just as a Jaden Daniels type upside or something like that from last year.
I want to say Penix. Shit, I don't know. Probably just Penix for me.
T-Law.
I can see it. I mean,
it's going to kill me again. I got to stop taking this man in redraft as my second quarterback.
Shit, I'm a T-Law guy, so.
I would say with T-Law, though, because I've lived and learned. Yeah, with T-Law, just draft him, see what the upside's going to be, and if he scores. I held him for like 6 weeks one redraft year. It was like he kept scoring like 18, 19 points or something every week, and I was like, man, that's not that bad. Yeah. Just kept doing it. But, yeah, cut bait quick.
All right, slide on over.
Wait, one sec. I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. What in your redraft would you try to prevent somebody from getting the Burrow Chase stack?
I wouldn't personally prevent it. You know what I'm saying?
Would you draft the guy behind you got Chase, Burrow's going in a good spot where you like him. That next it's going to be Burrow. Would you try to prevent it, or would you just do your own thing and just let it happen?
I would just do my own thing. I ain't gonna let anybody's draft. I mean, heck, I wasn't in a league. I wasn't in no leagues where Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow won the championship. Yeah. So it didn't hurt me like that. I'm sure that they went off. I mean, yeah. So I don't know. I'd be skeptical of stacks sometimes. I know people say they win, and I'm sure they do, but I want to see the true math behind a stack. You know what I'm saying? Like on a week-to-week basis, wins, loss type deal. Because
they're good.
Ain't no leagues. Dynasty redraft. I was in multiple leagues where they were Joe Burrow and Chase, and not one of them won. And not one of them, I don't even know if any of them really was close to winning in my leagues. So I don't know.
Yeah, same here. The stacks that win it are like the cheaper stacks. Like when you get that cheap one cheap player from the stack, like a Stafford Puka or like a CD Dak type stack.
Yeah. All right, then. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 500. The over and unders at 8.5. I'm just trying to think about that number right there. 17 games, 8.5. It's that 500 range. Might be a little
they're going to put it right there. They're going to put it right
man. There. All right, so they bring in DK Metcalf. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. They draft Caleb Johnson. What else? Jalen Ramsey's up in there. They done traded for Jonnu Smith.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got up in there? They brought in a lot of stuff. They're in win now mode allegedly. Well, I guess they are saying they're in win now mode, but they'll flirt around. It's like this, this over and under. They'll flirt around it again next year. We've talked about DK Metcalf some. We've talked about Aaron Rodgers some. So what you think about Pittsburgh Steelers? I guess I would, if I was going to put money, I would hit the over, since Tomlin seems to always get 500. So
yeah, I'd pick the over. They got the over with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields last year, so they're going to run a lot of 12 personnel on this team. They got 3 good tight ends. Darnell Washington, he's a stout blocking tight end. You got Freiermuth and Jonnu there. They obviously ain't got no receivers other than Metcalf, unless Roman Wilson or Calvin Austin, decide to step up. So you're going to see a lot of, pounding the rock and play action from the Steelers. And DK Metcalf, I think he's a good pick. We talked about him. I can't remember where you sided on it, but I like him this year. Where he's going.
I think he outplays his ADP this year, but I don't think he'll be a top 12.
You did trade for him. You did trade for him.
Well, it was just Jaden Reed, so it seemed like a good price for me.
Yeah. Hey, well, I guess we'll see, won't we? But yeah. I do think DK Metcalf outperforms Jaden Reed this year. Yeah. Wide receiver 22. I know you don't like George Pickens that much. George Pickens didn't really have that bad a year with Pittsburgh with Russell Wilson last year. He missed the last 3 games, but before he missed the last 3 games, he was wide receiver 19. So Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, the only problem I have with them two, that connection, they just don't seem – Metcalf don't seem like the type of receiver that fits the way Rodgers likes. He wants players to be in a certain spot at a certain time. He likes – your Devontae Adams, your smart receivers. Not saying DK is not smart, but he's you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get at.
Nah, I know what you mean. Like he's a contested
he's not a
ball
technical
type guy. Yeah,
he's not like a technical route runner.
Is Aaron Rodgers just gonna toss it up 1-on-1 and just throw it up in the air to him a lot? Like I don't know.
Going to be a lot of tight ends, man. I'm telling you. I think Freiermuth and Jonnu are both going to have a lot of receptions together.
I think Jalen Warren's going to take some targets this year.
And Caleb Johnson.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who's their wide receiver 2 right now?
Calvin Austin, I think.
That's
I like Roman Wilson, but he didn't play his first year. So
yeah. Well, I mean, heck, I just think.
I think they got Van Jefferson.
To me, there's just. Oh yeah, that's true. I think they do got him. Well, heck, I just think it's just not much to say. I mean, I just think Pittsburgh is what it is. I just think they just kind of they're just a mediocre franchise at this point. And we're to the point where we're saying Tomlin finished over 500 again, and we're happy about it. Like I just wonder I feel like there's no way Pittsburgh Steelers fans are happy with what they've been getting these past few years. Like, oh, we're 500 again this year. Like they want to compete for Super Bowls, and I really don't think Aaron Rodgers gets you to that point at this point in his career. So, all right. But Caleb Johnson, we read his ADP. He was going around that DeAndre Swift, Pacheco range. I'd reach for Caleb Johnson.
How far? We're about to find out. Caleb Johnson or Aaron Jones?
Caleb Johnson.
Travion Henderson.
Caleb Johnson.
Pacheco.
Caleb Johnson.
David Montgomery.
That was tough. Give me another
one. Connor.
I'd go Caleb Johnson. I might go David Montgomery though. That was a little tight.
Connor's a love of mine. I like Connor a lot. I'd take him over like Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara. So I'm like really high on Connor. But I mean, those are the guys. Judkins is there, but obviously you're taking him over him.
Yeah.
So I think Montgomery's ADP 55, so you're talking 5th round-ish. And Caleb Johnson is like 7th round. So you would, if you want them, if you really want them, you're going to have to reach like 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be worth it, though.
Don't wait on him, Matt. I'm just telling you, don't wait.
Oh, I already know.
Because I will draft his ass.
Yeah, I'm hoping I have my running back situation. I'm thinking it'll already be solved before then. I don't think I'll have some Caleb Johnson to redraft this year.
We'll
see how it goes.
The only name that I said that I asked you that I like better is Henderson.
Yeah.
I like him over Pacheco, Aaron Jones, and probably Monty too. So, but I mean, we got a little while for the draft. We need to hear a little bit more stuff about him in camp.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I've heard about him is camp is he's struggling in pass protection. So,
where did Najee finish last year? I'm just kind of interested. So, Caleb Johnson's going as an RB 29. Najee finished at RB 20 last year, running for 3.9 yards per carry.
Yeah.
With 6 rushing touchdowns. So, like, I don't think that makes much sense to me. Like, you got a fresh rookie coming in that is probably going to be better than 3.9 a carry.
Yep.
And he got 50% of the snaps, and Najee was still he was still an RB2 last year. And plus you get this massive upside with Caleb Johnson of, like, what if he is, like, in the top 12 if he's that good?
Yeah. I'd be optimistic about it.
Great pick. And if you miss it, I mean, 7th round pick. I'm trying to think. Let me see to pump him up some more. I'm going to try to see the receivers. So he's around like Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave. He's around those kind of receivers in the 7th.
Oh, man. That ain't even debatable for me. So, Caleb Johnson's, I've been singing his praises all year. Dynasty and redraft. This price is always perfect, man. So,
I think Tet McMillan. You take him over Tet McMillan?
I would this year, but I think dynasty-wise, that's tough for me.
All right. Well, we've established that we both really like Caleb Johnson.
Love him. Caleb Johnson podcast. Anything else to say about the Steelers before we move on?
They're going to be boring, but they're probably going to win some games.
Yep, I agree. Cleveland Browns.
Damn, I forgot we had another team. I thought we were done. Shit. I'm glad we ain't done. I really want to talk about these fuckers.
Yeah, we got a couple things to say about them. Plus 3,600. Over and under 4 and 5. They ain't even gonna hit this 4 and 5. 4.5 right here. I'd smack the under on it. I mean, I'm not gonna put no money on it, but they ain't getting that. They got a hard schedule this year. So yeah. I don't know, crap, man. It's just a shit show in Cleveland.
I love how you say 4.5 instead of 4.5.
Yeah. Hell, they ain't hitting it.
Hell, they ain't hitting it. But yeah, I wanted to read off their schedule at the start of the year because I think it's funny. You got Cincinnati, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Miami.
That shit's so fucking funny to me, bro. I'm just dead thinking about that shit.
But
put them through the gauntlet.
Yeah, put them through the gauntlet. They have like the second hardest schedule in the league this year. But also, I guess I could say one thing about Flacco. Like if he does start, he's going to be sacrificed because of that schedule. I mean,
right.
Is what I'm saying. If you draft Judy or something or Njoku and they have some good games to start off with Flacco, they're going to be 0-5, 0-6 before you know it, and they're going to be throwing the season in the trash already. So that's what I'm scared of with drafting Cleveland players. If I knew that Flacco was playing all year, Jerry Jeudy would be pretty high up. I mean, higher up than he is. I would really like David Njoku, but they can't afford to play Flacco all year when they have to see some of the prospects that they have, all 5 of them that they got a quarterback. Do you agree with that or?
I mean, yeah, 100%. And I think we'll probably see every single one of these quarterbacks play. Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. I mean, what's the word on Watson? Is he gonna be coming back? I mean,
nah, he's not. He ain't
so
playing.
it's just like, we'll see them all play this year, and they're going to get their butts beat. I think if Judkins was playing, he'd be somebody I'd be interested in taking. I think with his situation going on, it ain't going to be like that this year. I would have nothing to do with the Browns. Nothing. I wouldn't take Njoku. I wouldn't take none of them, man.
I'd be tempted to take Njoku because the only reason I say that is because he's closer to the line of scrimmage. You got rookie quarterbacks. They tend to favor tight ends. They're going to be losing every single game. They're going to have to throw the ball. So Njoku he's going as a tight end 10 right now. I don't feel so bad about that. Like 8th, 9th round. You see players with bad offenses, especially pass catchers. They outperform their ADP just because their team is so terrible and they have to. I mean, the Browns last year, I think they were. Don't quote me on this, but they were like 31st in the league or second in the league, so that would go that way. But in passing attempts, like they've rarely run the football last year, and I feel like it's going to be like that this year.
Yeah, I've seen a little love for Cedric Tillman and some camp videos and stuff like that. I've heard he's looking all right.
You just want to see potential in him. You just want to see him be like, pull that, like, make you feel bad for him type thing. It's like, damn, he's good, but the team sucks. That's what you want out of Tillman this year. I don't know if it's going to work out, but he could be a good player on a bad team.
Right. Other than that, though, I mean, what you think? Think Shedeur Sanders gets? I think I saw over and up. Does he get more than 2.5 starts this year? I seen that on Prize.
I don't think Shedeur starts at all. I think they'll play Gabriel. He's playing. Shadeur's not getting any reps with the first team right now. He's the only quarterback that's not in camp. But I wanted to ask you about Ford and Sampson. If just say Judkins misses, say they suspended for 8 games or something like that. Jerome Ford is RB51 going behind guys like Trey Benson, Ray Davis, Garendo, Dylan Sampson. I mean, he's pretty much like almost he's RB54. Like, would you take a chance on any of them compared to because their ADP will probably raise once the Judkins news comes out?
Right.
Would you take them over guys like Tank Bigsby?
Nah.
Jaden Blue?
Oh, yeah, I'd take him over those guys. Tank Bigsby could, take over that backfield. So I feel like you're not getting that with them other guys. And Jerome Ford's going to be a starter.
Tajay Spears?
Man, I'd probably take Jerome Ford over Tajay Spears.
Trying to figure out where the ADP is out there. Figure out where the ADP is going to be after the Judkins news drops, because he's going to get suspended. There ain't no doubt.
You would think.
He would.
Yeah, I don't know. You know how I feel about the NFL. They might just be like, "Oh, we'll do it in 2 years or 3 years or something like that will go down." But even then, if I was a Judkins guy in Dynasty, I probably wouldn't mind him sitting out a year or something like that, because I feel like it's going to be a total shit show in Cleveland this year. Like, I would not be. I don't know. There ain't nothing to be optimistic about them right now.
They got a good defense.
Got a good defense. Well, I mean,
that's even worse. Even worse for fantasy purposes. Even worse.
All right, then. Pick the division, Craft Man. How's it go?
Browns, number 1. Put $5 on it at plus 3,600 just in case. Flacco is just a beast.
It's funny. You said that, and I didn't even flinch. I wasn't even paying attention to you. You just said Browns. I was just scrolling over here.
You ain't going to put $5 on it at plus 3,600?
Hell no, man. I'll take my $5, put it somewhere else.
Buy an ice blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Hell yeah.
All right. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Damn, I'm going to be real. I'm right there with you. I was going to say that too. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. Because I think the Bengals are going to slip a little bit this year, and their defense is terrible. And I think Pittsburgh, they're going to do their thing. They're going to finish above 500. And
they're going to win games ugly.
Yep, they're gonna win them ugly, and that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, I'm with you. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. That's where me and Craftman stand with these guys. That was the AFC North and the NFC North breakdowns for your ass. And me and Craftman will be trying to get a few more. Heck, we got 3 more to go, right? So because there's East, West, and South. You know what I'm saying? So got at least 3 more to go.
We didn't talk about. Of course, we didn't. We didn't talk about Mike Gesicki and the tight ends for the Bengals, of course.
And Noah Fant just pulled up in to
Cincinnati
too. So that might be all right,
if an injury occurs with the receivers, Mike Gesicki will probably be relevant, and he'll have some games even with them guys, but it'll just be so he might put up some gooses. What I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're streaming, I feel like Gesicki will definitely be one of those you slide in every now and then.
Yeah.
But heck, Noah Fant might not be that bad too if he could get in the mix and get him in there playing with him and stuff. So I don't know.
Well,
we'll just see how it goes.
Don't they have like what's it? Tanner Hudson, and Eric All Jr. weren't they? But or Eric All was like he was drafted last year, right?
I think so.
So there might be a little bit of competition in that tight end room. I think Gesicki's definitely their receiving tight end, but as far as they're blocking tight end, I think Hudson usually comes in for those situations.
Agreed, man. Agreed. That was 8 teams of your breakdowns. Fantasy, gambling, real football. You got it all from us. Just thank y'all for listening to the episode, and thank y'all for listening to the podcast. Thanks for supporting the show. I know some of y'all been supporting it for multiple years now, and we just been growing slowly but surely. We always like to take the podcast a step up every night. You know how it is. We always step by step, just doing what we're doing. So thanks for listening to the podcast. Crabman, anything you'd like to say?
No, I just appreciate everybody for listening. And it's August, so football is next month. All your drafts are this month, so keep tuned in to us because we got some stuff coming. But like it's get down to the nitty gritty. We're ready to talk about some fantasy, ready to draft our leagues, and
hell yeah. The Fake Stuff podcast, Dynasty League #1 starting tomorrow. We got a big startup. I know a bunch of guys are excited about that shit. I mean, I've been texting them, seeing them at work.
They shouldn't be excited, Matt. They shouldn't.
Yeah, it is funny because they really are. Like the one guy at work, first thing he said was, "Are you ready?" Took me a second to even realize what he was talking about, but I was like, "Oh yeah, it's draft time, baby! I can't fucking wait now, for real."
Man, I'm telling you, the Browns got a better chance of winning the division than one of them guys got to win in this.
Hey, it's good that they keep their hopes up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just talking shit. One of them might come in there and surprise, but they got to get through us. They got to get through us. So I'm ready.
I can't wait. We'll definitely do an episode talking about that startup, or we'll see. We might even try to do that thing tomorrow. We'll see how it goes with that, but we're definitely gonna talk some startup because we still do Dynasty. I know it's redraft season, but Dynasty is still always in full swing. So, is that about it, Crabman?
Yeah, I think we're good. Just appreciate everybody for listening. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to. Why can't I say that word? I can't say that word.
Shit, well, that about sums it up for your ass. So we out.
Peace.